Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. And before I share with you the other message, there is another message that I once received about this other brother who was saying that after he had met this woman online, and then that was when they decided that they were supposed to meet each other. And when he invited that woman to his house, then it turned out that this woman, she works with other men who came and then they robbed him. So there is another brother as well. This man, he said that he also met another woman. So he said that he had been cheating on his wife, and then that was when he met this woman on WhatsApp and they started to talk. And this woman told him that she was also married, but she was working as a maid. They used to do video chats, and then that was when they decided that they wanted to meet in real life. So then when his wife was not at home, he then invited that woman. She came, and after they had slept together, that was when he had a knock on the door. And when he opened up, there was a man who started hitting him. There were more men that entered into his room and they started beating him up. That woman whom he was with took a knife and started stabbing him with that knife, telling him that he was supposed to give them money. So they took a lot of money from him. He said that he was scared to tell his wife the truth that had happened. Since his wife was not at home, that was when he went out and he pretended as if he had gone to drink alcohol. On his way back from the tavern, that was when he was robbed. So he did this because he did not want his wife to know that he was with a woman, and this woman came with these men that stole money from him, the phones and some of the items that they had in their room. So that is what our brother told us. You need to be very careful when you are dating someone on social media. Maybe that person might be part of a syndicate. Then there is another story as well that was forwarded to me by one of our brothers. So this brother of ours is saying that he was hijacked in Johannesburg, and his story, it goes on like this. Hello, Brother Nash, how are you? Can you please post my story as hidden identity? I am a man that is from Zim. I was hijacked at a mall here in Joburg by this other woman who is from Zim. She comes from Mutare, and I trusted her since she was from my country. And I thought that it was a husband. She was with a South African man. Then they pretended as if they had bumped into my car. Then they kidnapped me and kept me at this other house in Soshanguve. This was for 2 days. Whilst they were busy draining my bank account for 2 days, they would go and withdraw money from my account. I am writing this so that someone out there might just know if it is about to happen to them. I am a 46-year-old Zimbabwean man, and I have been living here in Johannesburg since 2008. And if someone was to tell me that one day I was going to get hijacked here in Johannesburg, I'll say that the person is crazy, because I thought that I knew Johannesburg. Each and every part of Joburg, I know it, and I would say that there is no one who can steal anything from me here in Joburg. When I got robbed, it was the first time when I came here. This was way back in 2008, and ever since that year, there is no one who has ever attempted to steal from me, to rob me. So the day when these people hijacked me, I was not even thinking about it. It was just a day like any other day, and I did not even know that this was what was going to happen to me. So these people, what they do is that they go to a certain mall and then they park in the parking lot, as they will be watching those people that drive, those that would have come to shop at the mall, and then they will be watching the people, especially those ones that will be driving luxury vehicles, and then they would follow them. They will approach you and tell you that they have bumped into your car, and after that they rob you or they can kidnap you. So on that day, I became their target because I was driving a black 22 Range Rover Sport, not because I am rich, but because I started working at this other company. I used to be a truck driver, and we used to get a lot of money and deals as well that we were doing in that company. So then I opened my construction company, and for years I've been a hustler here in Johannesburg. Then on that day, when I went to the mall, I had gone to see my workers who were at this other construction site. So I quickly returned back and I said, before I go home, let me go to Woolworth. There were some items that I needed in Woolworth. Then after that, there was somewhere that I wanted to go to. And these people, when I parked my car, they were also parked close to where I was. And I even liked their car because it was a Ford Everest, a brand new one, straight out of the box. So they targeted me because I was busy speaking with this other friend of mine and I was using Shona. I'm not that type that will pretend to you that I am like a South African, yet I am not. So I was busy shouting and speaking in Shona very loudly as I was speaking on the phone. So I know that this woman, she saw that since I was from Zim, I was an easy target for them, and they followed me in the mall. I did not even know that these people, they were busy following me. Soon after I had left Woolworth, as I was busy walking towards that shop, that was when those two people approached me. The well-dressed South African man, he was wearing his chinos, a polo shirt, and then the woman, the Zimbabwean woman, she looked so nice and she looked so wealthy, a nice wig, heels, and you could tell that this woman, she has money, and she was also holding an iPhone. So when they started speaking with me, you know, when you see someone that has money, you'll start to respect that person very much. So I dropped the call and I gave them all of my attention. The guy asked me if I was South African or from another country. I told him that I was from Zim, and he was like, "Oh, boss, sorry to disturb you. Are you the owner of the black Range Rover that is parked in the parking lot?" I nodded and he immediately apologized. And he was like, "We are so sorry, man. You see, my wife, she is still a learner driver and she does not know how to drive this car. So I had been teaching her, but unfortunately, she bumped into your car with our Ford, just a small scratch. We didn't want to drive off without telling you." Then the woman, she spoke with me and she was like, please, I am really sorry. I am still learning how to drive and my husband here is very mad at me. If it is okay, please come and check. If there is any damage, we are going to sort it out. I saw money written all over these people, and I said, if they have money, then it is going to be easy for these people to fix my car. And then that was when we walked out of the mall and we went. Indeed, it was that car that I had seen before, a nice looking brand new Ford Everest. It was so beautiful. I did not even think twice. I was like, what will these people do to me? I followed them. So these people, they are very clever. Like, they had parked their car at the back of my car, and as we were walking, they made sure that I did not pay much attention to go to the other side where they had told me that that is where they had scratched my car, but rather they led me towards their vehicle. And I think that these people, is like they use some sort of charms, because I was no longer thinking straight as we were going to their car. As we reached the car, that was when the woman said, "You can come and see from our bumper. It's not too bad. Come in the car and I can show you pictures from the dash cam as well." Then that was when I got into the back seat. Why I did that, I really do not know. The husband, he was on the driver's seat. The woman, she was on the passenger seat. And then as they were showing me the pictures and the video, Then she started asking me where I come from Zim. She started showing me pictures on her iPhone of her village in Zim, things that did not even make sense. But I kept on listening to what she was saying, and the car from the inside, it smelled so nice. And all of a sudden, that was when the other passenger door on the back seat, it was opened up, and the guy came in and he immediately pulled out a gun and he said, "You need to be very quiet, otherwise I'm going to shoot you." And when I was about to react, that was when I saw that on my side, even though the door had been closed, there was a guy as well who was waiting, and I opened up the door as they had instructed me to do. He was also holding a gun, and they told me to sit in the middle. So I was sitting in the middle of the seat, and these guys, they were pointing their guns at me, and then they said that I was going to give them money. As for that woman who was from Zim, she surprised me. She took the gun from one of the guys, and those guys, they hid the other gun, and then she was holding the gun. She placed it inside her handbag, and this handbag, like, it had a hole in which she could point that gun at you without anyone noticing that this is what is happening. You are being kidnapped, but you could see the gun. And those guys, the one on the right, the one on the left, they pulled out knives and they were stabbing me in the stomach, but not hurting me too much. And they'll be like, "If you are going to do anything, we are going to stab you and you are going to die in this car." And then that was when the husband started driving. They took my phone, my wallet, and they drove out of the mall calmly, not rushed. They were not even suspicious, like there was nothing that was wrong. That is how I was kidnapped in broad daylight by well-dressed people who seemed like they were more rich than I am. And then when we drove out of the mall, that was when they stopped their car. And then they were like, "Your car, does it have a tracker?" And I said yes. And then they said, "Okay, we are going back." Then they asked me if there was a place where if I could leave my vehicle and my wife will not suspect a thing, because they said that today we are going to kill you. If we do not get the money that we want from you, we are going to finish you off. So we need to take this car in a place where even your wife, if she sees the car on the tracker, she won't start looking for you. And then I told them that if we can go and leave this car at my garage where we keep some of the equipment that we use in my construction company, my wife would not even suspect. And then that was when one of the guy got out of the car. I gave him the keys and he was driving my Range Rover whilst I was in that Ford Everest, and they were following us, and I was giving them the directions where we were supposed to go to. We then went to the yard and we left my car there, and then they drove with me for about an hour until we reached this other small house in Soshangove. It had high walls, a very tall gate. Once I was inside, I was blindfolded, and I was walked into a bedroom that had 3 mattresses on the floor, and I saw that there was this other woman, a South African woman, who had been kept there. I don't know for how many days. She had been kidnapped as well. She and her child, they were just there, and I saw that she was very traumatized. And then we were told that we should not communicate. If we were going to communicate, they were going to kill us. Then there was another Nigerian guy that they brought. This Nigerian guy, it seemed as if he had tried to fight with them. The way that he was hurt, this man, he had been stabbed too many times. He was bleeding all over the place. There was a time when they would come and they would beat us, but as for the Nigerian guy, they would beat him even more, trying to punish him. He was also kidnapped, and this is what they did. I stayed there for 2 nights. They would take my phone. Unfortunately, once you put an iPhone in your face, it will unlock, and as for the banking application, it will unlock as well. They were unlocking my banking apps using my face, and then they would tell me to transfer money into different business banking accounts, and they would use my daily withdrawal limits. So I had 3 cards: Standard Bank, Nedbank, FNB, and this other guy that they would send would go and collect. Whilst he was there, maybe at the mall, busy collecting the money, if something will go bad, like if the card will decline because of a limit, then the guys, they will start to beat me, saying that, what have you done? I would cry and I would say that, but you are the one that is holding the phone, and they will keep on beating us, and they would say that if this money does not come out of the ATM, we are going to kill you, and you are lucky that you are still alive. And they were taking money from me each and every day. The only thing that they forgot was my iPhone. This was my blessing. So my daughter, I never knew that she was using my iCloud on her iPhone as well. My daughter, who is 15 years old, she was the one who traced me where I was whilst she was back home in Midrand. That was when she noticed that I was in Soshanguve, and I had never told anyone that I was going to stay there for 2 days. And as for my wife did not even bother to call me. So as for my wife, me and her, we fought last year because of a girlfriend. So we had been fighting for a very long time. I would go somewhere, she would call me, and then we'll start to fight until she said, it is fine, now you are behaving like a prostitute. If you go wherever you will go to, I'm not going to bother you with your girlfriends. So on that day, she just thought that maybe I had gone to sleep with some women somewhere, yet I was in trouble. I was about to lose my life, and she did not even bother to check up on me. So the first night, my daughter asked where I was, and it was weird for her that I was not even returning back home or calling saying that I'm not coming back home. Then the following morning, that was when she kept on pressurizing my wife, and then they went to the yard. And when they went to the yard, to their surprise, some of my workers who stays at the yard then told them that the weird thing that happened was that when they went out and then they returned and they saw that my car, the Range Rover, it was parked there. And when they looked, they saw that the driver's door, it was opened, and the keys, they were on the driver's seat. So the guy, he just pulled out the keys and just dumped them there because we were in a rush. So then they suspected that there was something that was weird that was happening. She started tracking me and again, and she saw that I was in Soshanguve. And at first, my wife thought that maybe I was with a girlfriend. But then they went to the police station and they told them that I was unavailable, but my iPhone was reporting that I was in Soshanguve. And then that was when the house where we were being kept was raided and we were rescued. The strange thing, Brother Nashi, was that this syndicate, they work with these other guys that are from Zim, that are panel beaters. They were arrested as well. When we were brought out of that house, you know, that Ford Ranger that was brand new, they were busy stripping that car. So this was a stolen car as well. And then that was when these guys were arrested. You know how much they took from me? They took 173K in 2 days. Some banks managed to reverse the transactions, but some of the money, I lost it. I won't recover the money. They were arrested, and it seems as if they are part of a bigger syndicate that is busy kidnapping people. What hurts me is that this woman, she targeted me simply because she was from Zim and I am also from Zim. I trusted her. I did not even know that this is her job, to look for people that are from Zim that they can kidnap. So this is my warning to other people. It's like a new trick. Back in those days, we knew that, you know, these guys, those ones that go around stealing phones from people, when you go to the mall, you will see them, the way that they dress. But these people, they surprised me. They were dressed like decent people. And I know that they target those people that drive luxury cars. Once once you drive to the mall in your luxury vehicle, then they know that you have something in your bank account, and they will always use this fake story of an accident, and then they will say like, let us go to the car so that we can show you. Once you get into their vehicle, know that it is game over. My advice is, if anyone tells you that they have bumped into your car when you are at the mall, just tell them that it is okay, let us go together with security. Never get into the vehicle of a person that you do not even know, even if it means that this person is from your country. Don't just trust because you come from the same country. This woman, what she did to me, it was very painful, but I learned my lesson. I have stopped cheating on my wife, because when I was sitting down, I was like, so this means that I am going to die, and my wife right now, she is thinking that I am busy enjoying with another woman. I have learned that it is far much better to respect my wife and to respect my family, because the next thing is you will die whilst you are with your girlfriend, or people will think that you are with your girlfriend, yet you are in trouble. You are about to lose your life. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brother right there. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Let us try to talk about this in the comment section.